Okay, within the customer, we have a sales history module. This is identical interface to the general sales history module, except it's filtered by just the customer you're in. So in here, we have a couple of settings. One is the invoices and one is the invoice details. Invoices gives all the header information about the order itself, so all the totals and things like that. Whereas the details mode shows line by line individually and also shows the price of each item and the cost of each item with totals. Now, in this column, of course, as always, we can sort by any column at all. So by order number, by total, subtotal. If you want to look at the biggest order that you did with a customer, you can do that by sorting on it. You want to look at all the ones within a certain territory. Or a customer calls about an order number, you can sort by order number and find it. Or maybe they ask you about a PO number. So you sort by PO, type in a portion of the PO, and it drops down to the right order. Um, Along with the totals, we also show you the costs, both current and average, the margin, both current and average. And that way, and each of these is set by security about who's allowed to see cost. If the user is not set to see cost, this will not show up. So you can now, of course, sort by this margin to see what your highest and lowest margin was for that particular customer as well. So in the details mode, here now I can sort by part number and see how many times this customer's been buying a particular part number or when and what price they've paid for it, because here's the unit price. So they paid anywhere from $291 to $323 for that particular part number. And then you can also look at quantities and sort by quantities, anything else there as well. And then we show you line by line margins on each of these as well. So you can see all that information. There are some filters you can set on this. So for instance, you can set to a preset, so current fiscal year or calendar year. All that does is pre-fill out these two dates, so you can set in any date range that you want as well. You can put a starting and ending invoice number if you only want to look at a range or a single invoice. And you can pick a single ship to of a customer. If a customer has ship tos in them, you can do a lookup and choose one particular ship to as well. So if I choose just Vancouver ship to and choose everything, there may or may not be anything there. But it now allows you to do that, and for salesperson and territory as well. And then everything you view in here, all filters that you set and what mode you put this in depends on what reports print as well. So I hit the print for the reports, I get a customer sales history report. In this case, I chose everything. So there's a report based on the selection criteria I chose, and it's sorted by territory and subtotal by territory and sorted by salesperson, subtotal by salesperson. If I run that same report in details mode, then it changes by putting a lot more detail in it, giving you line by line of product code and part numbers that the customer has purchased from you.